Hello, we are going to be finishing the incomplete Sutra of Manichaeism, or the trait, the Chinese Manichaean text. So this should be the last video reading all of this, and I'm actually not exhausted, so I will be able to finish it. Next, there are two types of dark nights. The first night represents the greedy demons, and the 12 divisions of time represent bones, tendons, veins, flesh, skin, as well as resentment, aversion, anger, lust, fury, foolishness, greed, and the flames of hunger. These and other impure toxins represent the dark realm of primordial ignorance. The second night represents the fierce flames of poisonous desires, and the 12 divisions of time represent the 12 dark and poisonous thoughts. These dark nights represent the initial rise of the demons. At that time, Huiming's sun confronts the heavy darkness of ignorance and dispels it with the power of luminosity, causing it to retreat without exception. Therefore, it represents the first sun that subdues the demons. Furthermore, the wise messenger within the body of ignorance skillfully and freely subdues the demons like a king in a palace, rewarding and punishing without fear. The compassionate one represents the first great king, followed by wisdom, constant victory, joy, diligent cultivation, equanimity, faith, endurance, direct intention, meritorious deeds, equalizing the mind, and inner and outer luminosity. These 12 luminous beings, when entering the realms of appearance, mind, thought, contemplation, and intention, each radiate immeasurable light, manifesting countless fruits. These fruits are clearly seen by the pure and virtuous assembly. When the 12 suns, like flashes of lightning, are fully present, it should be known that the teacher is distinct from the others. By saying distinct, it refers to Mosha Duofu, Duodan, and others, whose body and mind always generate kindness, gentleness, and distinctive discernment, as well as peace, tranquility, and harmony. This is their luminous manifestation, resembling the initial emergence of the 12 aspect trees. On those trees, supreme precious flowers always bloom, and once they open, their radiant light shines everywhere. Within each flower, innumerable Buddhas manifest and multiply, giving rise to countless bodies. If someone, possessing the qualities of the wise messenger Huiming, holds the characteristics of the first great king tree within, it should be understood that the teacher possesses 5 distinct qualities. Firstly, they do not enjoy staying in one place for too long. Just as a king does not constantly remain in one location, they engage in travels, accompanied by a retinue of soldiers, fully prepared with weapons and equipment, causing all evil beasts and enemies to hide. Secondly, they are not possessive when they arrive somewhere. If they receive offerings, they do not use them for their personal benefit alone, but include the whole assembly. Thirdly, they maintain purity and guard against potential dangers within themselves, and they also encourage others to cultivate purity. Fourthly, they closely associate with wise and compassionate teachers, while distancing themselves from those who lack wisdom and enjoy engaging in frivolous discussions and disputes. Fifthly, they joyfully dwell with the pure assembly, sharing living spaces without any distinction. If someone exhibits these qualities, they are considered sick, just like worldly patients who are afflicted by illness, preferring to be alone, avoiding close contact with relatives and knowledgeable individuals, and not enjoying the company of others. Regarding the second quality, if someone possesses wisdom and intelligence, and within them resides the essence of wisdom, they should know that the teacher possesses 5 distinct qualities. Firstly, they always rejoice and praise wise and compassionate individuals, and they delight in gathering with the assembly of pure and wise disciples, feeling joy and never growing tired of it. Secondly, if they perceive their own wisdom to be limited and inferior upon hearing the wisdom and teachings of others, they do not harbor envy or jealousy. Thirdly, they diligently study and apply themselves in their practice, never becoming negligent or lazy. Fourthly, they diligently study themselves, skillfully practice wisdom, exhibit proper conduct, and encourage others to engage in the same. Fifthly, they are cautious and apprehensive about violating their precepts. If they accidentally transgress, they promptly confess and openly express remorse before the assembly. Regarding the third quality, if someone possesses the victorious nature within, they should know that the teacher possesses 5 distinct qualities. Firstly, they do not delight in flattery, slander, or malicious behavior. They do not associate closely with such individuals. Secondly, they do not enjoy disputes, arguments, or turmoil. If there is conflict, they swiftly distance themselves. Even if someone confronts them, they have the ability to forbear and endure. Thirdly, when discussing difficult or challenging matters, they do not yield to frustration or impatience, but maintain a sense of calm and tranquility. Fourthly, they do not speak excessively or discuss matters without cause. If someone asks a question, they carefully consider before responding, ensuring that the conversation does not lead to shame. Fifthly, in their speech, they are compliant and non-contentious, neither imposing their views nor insisting on their opinions. They maintain harmony among the assembly without any division. Regarding the fourth quality, if someone possesses joy within, they should know that the teacher possesses 5 distinctive qualities. Firstly, they find joy in observing and upholding all the precepts, codes of conduct, dignified manners, and proper behavior prescribed in the sacred teachings. They wholeheartedly abide by them until the end of their life without abandoning them. Secondly, they willingly comply with the prescribed practices, such as changing clothes once a year and accepting food once a day, joyfully and respectfully without considering them as burdensome. They do not falsely interpret that the sages have established these rules for repeated observances. Those seeking liberation do not rely on these precepts. Thirdly, they exclusively study and practice the pure Dharma without seeking the teachings of defiled doctrines. Fourthly, they possess humility, harboring no aversion or disdain towards their fellow practitioners. Fifthly, they do not consider themselves superior, even when in a lower position, and they do not transcend their status or seek to be placed above others. They regard everyone as equals and do not show favoritism. Sorry, just a moment. Regarding the fifth quality, if someone is diligent in their practice, they should know that the teacher possesses 5 distinctive qualities. Firstly, they do not delight in sleep, which hinders their spiritual cultivation. Secondly, they find joy in reading and reciting. With a diligent and unwavering mind, they show gratitude towards their fellow students and teachers. Without harboring resentment due to receiving instructions, they diligently apply themselves in their practice and encourage others to do the same. Thirdly, they delight in expounding and explaining the pure and proper teachings. Fourthly, they praise, chant, worship, recite, and diligently contemplate. They do not waste their time idly. Fifthly, they firmly uphold their precepts without any lapse. Regarding the sixth quality, if someone possesses truthfulness within, they should know that the teacher possesses 5 distinctive qualities. Firstly, everything they say about the scriptures and teachings is true. They rely on the sacred teachings and do not falsely proclaim anything. They speak according to what should be said and refrain from saying what should not be said. Secondly, their thoughts and intentions are always in harmony with truthfulness, not relying on external factors but following their inner conviction. Thirdly, their ethical conduct is consistently truthful, whether in solitude or in the company of others. Their mind remains undivided. Fourthly, they firmly hold their teacher in their heart, wholeheartedly serving them without any doubt, even until the end of their life, without entertaining any other thoughts. Fifthly, they encourage others to practice truthfulness, teaching and guiding everyone accordingly. Regarding the seventh quality, if someone possesses faith within, they should know that the teacher possesses 5 distinctive qualities. Firstly, they have unwavering faith in the 2 aspects of wisdom with a pure and doubt-free mind, abandoning darkness and embracing light, just as the sages have taught. Secondly, their determination in upholding the precepts remains steadfast. Thirdly, they dare not add or subtract even a single word or phrase from the sacred scriptures. Fourthly, they assist and rejoice in the benefits found in the proper teachings. If they witness anyone being harmed or disturbed by demonic forces, they generate compassion and unite their hearts with others. Worry not, the 5 qualities mentioned earlier are as follows. 1. Not speaking falsely about others' faults and not engaging in slander or gossip. These individuals refrain from spreading rumors or engaging in backbiting. They possess a gentle and compassionate nature and maintain integrity. Endurance. Those who possess the quality of endurance have a steadfast nature and do not easily become angry or harbor resentment. They consistently maintain a joyful and non-hostile attitude. Straightforwardness. These individuals have a straightforward and honest nature. They do not hold grudges or seek to harm others through harsh speech. They use gentle words to communicate and promote harmony. Trustworthiness. They are not bound by afflictions and find joy and clarity in a pure and straightforward mind. They receive and accept advice from others with respect and gratitude, and they do not harbor anger or resentment. Their actions align with their words, and they do not seek fault in others to engage in disputes or competition. Harmonious relationships. They maintain harmonious relationships with their Dharma brothers and sisters. If there are differences in understanding the teachings, they distance themselves from those who hold divergent views and do not form alliances that would cause discord among virtuous practitioners. Cultivation of merits. Those who possess the quality of cultivating merits ensure that their speech does not harm others. They constantly speak with kindness, skillfulness, and compassion, bringing joy to all. Their minds remain pure and free from hatred, and their speech is gentle. Avoiding the 4 kinds of unwholesome speech, they do not envy or become jealous of others, whether they are superior or inferior. They do not take away the disciples, scriptures, or wealth of others wherever they go. They dwell in a clean and joyful abode without being attached to luxurious clothing or possessions. They always rejoice in teaching and guiding all things, employing skillful means and wisdom to help them cultivate the right path. Unity of hearts. Those who possess the quality of unity of hearts have unwavering faith and reverence towards the wisdom and skillful means taught by the Dharma masters, such as Maudgalyayana and Purna. They wholeheartedly follow their teachings without daring to alter or deviate from them. They do not hold personal views as absolute. Joy in harmony. They always find joy in living together harmoniously with others. They do not wish to be separate or have different agendas. They foster unity and harmony, which leads to the mutual development of virtues and accomplishments. They receive respectful offerings and support from those who listen to their teachings. They are loved, praised, and respected. They derive joy from distancing themselves from frivolous disputes, mockery, and arguments, and they skillfully protect internal and external harmony. Clarity in both internal and external matters. They possess clarity in both internal and external matters. They skillfully remove impure thoughts, preventing greed and desire from hindering their clear understanding. They do not become entangled by sensual desires and do not succumb to the allure of worldly pleasures, as a bird flying high above does not become entangled in a net. Contentment. They do not develop deep attachments to specific listeners or become overly attached to the families of those who listen to their teachings. They are willing to let go as if it were their own. If they see worldly people outside the Dharma experiencing loss or distress, their hearts do not become saddened. Similarly, if they receive benefits or experience joy, their hearts remain unaffected. Mindful of impermanence and equality. They constantly contemplate the difficulties, sufferings, and dangers of the end of life. They contemplate the transient nature of all phenomena and the impartiality of death. They never abandon this contemplation, even for a moment. Gentleness. They are gentle in their behavior, not provoking their Dharma brothers and sisters or scholars to anger. They do not cause anger or animosity. They do not seek recognition for themselves or wish for others to have a bad reputation. They always maintain a composed mind and abide in the pure Dharma. These 12 qualities are called the 12 noble treasures of the King of Clarity. I have brought them from the land of constant bliss and radiant light to share them with you. It is my wish to plant this tree of virtues in the midst of your pure assembly. Therefore, each of you, virtuous and wise men and women, should plant this tree in your pure hearts, allowing it to grow abundantly. Just as on fertile land, one seed can yield tens of thousands of fruits, so too will this tree grow and multiply infinitely. If you aspire to achieve the supreme and immaculate fruit of great wisdom and purity, you should adorn this tree with reverence and ensure its completeness. Why? Because, dear virtuous ones, by relying on this tree, you will be freed from the 4 difficulties in all forms of existence, transcending birth and death, and ultimately attaining eternal victory and supreme bliss. When the assembly heard these teachings, they were filled with joy and enthusiasm, marveling at what had never been heard before. The gods, both obstructive and unobstructed, along with the kings, ministers, warriors, and women of various countries, as well as the countless fourfold assembly, all rejoiced greatly. They all developed supreme Bodhi mind, flourishing and bearing abundant flowers and fruits, just as all plants flourish and bear fruit when encountering the spring sun. The only exception is those with rotten roots, which cannot flourish and grow. At that time, Maudgalyayana and others, with their heads bowed, palms pressed together, and kneeling, spoke as follows. We pay homage to the great sage, the sole lord of the 3 realms, who is the compassionate parent of all sentient beings. He is the great guide of the 3 realms, the supreme healer of sentient beings, the spacious and accommodating holder of all forms, the encompasser of the celestial realms, the source of true results, the vast ocean of nectar for all beings, the expansive and precious fragrant mountain, the unyielding diamond pillar for all, the skillful captain navigating the vast ocean, the compassionate hand that rescues from the fiery pit, the one who accompanies beings in life and death, the innate nature within all sentient beings, the liberator from the prisons and shackles of the three realms, Maudgalyayana and others. Furthermore, they turned to the Illuminator and spoke as follows. Only the great Illuminator, the one who can extol the virtues of the enlightened ones, is worthy of praise. It is not our feeble tongues and limited wisdom that can fully appreciate the merits and wisdom of the Tathagata. In a thousandth part of a moment, he comprehends what we can only grasp in a small fraction. Today, we humbly offer our meager virtues and limited wisdom, raising our slight and humble intentions to praise the Tathagata's boundless compassion. We sincerely beseech the great sage to bestow his compassionate mercy upon us, eliminating the heavy sins of ignorance accumulated through countless eons, allowing them to be eradicated. We dare not be disrespectful or negligent. We all shall uphold the supreme tree, enabling it to be complete. Through this Dharma, may it cleanse away the heavy impurities and stains that burden us, allowing our innate nature to remain eternally pure. By virtue of this Dharma medicine and great spiritual incantation, may it heal the afflictions accumulated over countless eons, curing them completely. By virtue of this wisdom and skillful armor, may it protect us and empower us to triumph over our enemies and adversaries. By virtue of this exquisite attire, may it adorn us and make us complete. By virtue of this inherent luminosity and appearance, may it seal and preserve us, preventing any scattering. By virtue of this abundant and diverse offering of delicious food and drink, may it nourish us, freeing us from hunger and thirst. By virtue of this countless array of exquisite melodies, may it entertain us, freeing us from worries and anxieties. By virtue of these various extraordinary treasures, may they enrich us, providing us with abundance. By virtue of this luminous net, may it scoop us out of the vast ocean and place us securely on the precious boat. Today, we are fortunate to have the great blessings of encountering the magnificent of the great sage. Furthermore, hearing about such profound and extraordinary Dharma doors, our defilements and impurities are eradicated, and our minds are awakened, like receiving a wish-fulfilling jewel. We receive them with reverence and acceptance, without any doubt or hesitation. At that time, the entire assembly, upon hearing the sutra, faithfully received and joyfully practiced it in accordance with the Dharma, without any doubts or hesitations. And that is the end of the trait, the incomplete Sutra of Manichaeism. If you have any questions regarding the Manichaean scriptures, if you wish to convert, or if you are simply interested in the Ekklesia of Light, feel free to contact us. May the Father bless you. Amen.